Так. Okay, draw some more movies today. Some this to scene. So again, remember like what we can do. It's extract perspective grid, extract composition, poses, maybe some kind of like story ideas, characters, environments. Important is just to have clear distinctions, like what you're looking for when you study reference, when you study artwork. Так, so... Oh, so loud outside. Hello, Dorian. So here, let's see. So when you choose what you want to extract from from reference, like which like screenshot from movie or photograph, then it means other is not important, right? So if here on this image what I want perspective grid, so I want this perspective situation. I want this character with a vehicle. So that's it, basically. So perspective and the character with a vehicle, kind of type of composition, because this is like full shot, so it's like very typical situation. Like you can imagine, you know, you might have like a story for your comic book or illustration or storyboard for a movie, for example, when you have a character next to vehicle, like character walking near car, kind of, you know. So very common kind of situation. So, and all rest, everything else, it's random for me, so I can do whatever I want, including like proportion of a frame. So in original frame is very narrow. If I choose is not what I want to practice, then it's not important, right? So say no big deal. So now I look like horizon line, how high? Maybe I want make a lower horizon, because so here, what perspective grid here, like in my video talking about camera angles, I was talking about like camera height. So if we have this different type of camera angles depending on the camera height, which like top it's like straight down, it's like when camera like right above you and like character like looking up, or maybe, you know, it's like environment straight down view, so it's like 90-degree camera position. And then we have like all this like intermediate, so will be like 45 angle. It's very common for like long shots, 45 bird view, 45 angle, like helicopter, you know, this kind of view, like which Katsuhiro Otomo draw a lot, and I always mention it with in the Katsuhiro Otomo videos. So and then camera go lower, and we have this like security camera angle, and then we start camera to be like about like character eye level, for example, right? So now camera is like character eye level, then camera can go to like chest level, then can camera go to waist level, knee level. So and here is a knee level. So look, see, so it's like vanishing point go here, so this is the vanishing point, horizon line here, So it's about his knee level. So it's like this type of shot when camera, it's like 1 point perspective, like straight shot with height of about a knee of a character. So this kind of like important. So it's like when you place character, right? So you know, okay, this is your ratio. This like from ground to knee, this will be horizon line, camera height. So let's say he's like walking here, right? Yeah, Dorian, watch my videos called Perspective for Beginners. So they're perspective basics. Так. So let's see. He's walking here. Okay, whatever. Later we'll fix. So anyway, so perspective grid is perspective kind of situation for composition. It's not just 3 axis, but also it became about like a character, right? So what is relationship of between character and space, and the camera position and camera angle. So kind of this. Anyway, so here this the vanishing point. And if I say it's like maybe okay, if like priority, if my priority it's composition here is like this character vehicle and type of shot and type of camera angle is my priority, then perspective grid will be also secondary, and it means I can change something with perspective. So like here I can make perspective like little curvilinear. So this my y-axis, this y vertical axis will be curved, just to make it little more in dynamic. Так, and also x. So also x I can make curved. So horizon line it's x, and here x. So curvature of x established. Now I draw in between, like, and can subdivide more. So it's curved x-axis. So that's it. Perspective grid, established character position. Now I can look for a vehicle. So vehicle is kind of interesting, as I like this example. Also you can watch my video about how to draw vehicles in perspective. So here kind of, let's see, have wheelbase, right? So this wheelbase you can first look like 2 cylinders in perspective, right? Then you cut wheels like kind of like a tablets from these cylinders, which like also don't mean you need to every time draw cylinders. It's just convenient to see them, so, see it this way. So this wheelbase, and then you place vehicle body on this wheelbase. So it's like two objects with little different perspective. It's like really convenient to do this way. So like you can do it in a different sequence. You can first like draw vehicle body, whatever type of body it is, whatever shape it have, and then you attach like a wheelbase to this. So wheelbase is very important. It's what grounds this vehicle. It's like really attaching it to ground, so it start to feel like it's standing on the ground. And that's why wheelbase must be like very, very clearly following perspective grid. It should be parallel to ground, so it's follow Z and X, right, very clearly. When vehicle body, to make it kind of more convenient, I mean, actually practically like most of the time you will look at this as like it's just intuitive perspective. So yeah, at certain point it follow perspective grid like x-axis here at certain point, but sometimes you just like following basic intuitive perspective principles when you want to make sure it's kind of look three-dimensional and it's aligned with this space like intuitively, which you can do after this practice, like drawing cubes from my tutorial about intuitive perspective. So if you do this like different exercise of drawing 3D form without grids, and more practice of drawing grids also you have, it just became more intuitive. So you need to do both process, drawing 3D forms without grids and also drawing many different perspective grids. So you will have this intuitive, just kind of like a feeling, and it's important because complex forms like vehicles, firearms, people, they're so complicated. There are so many facets, so many like tiny planes with all these different positions. To make them all properly drawn in the proper perspective, it will be like too complex, it's like overkill, right? So actual way to deal with them, it's to just be more experienced with perspective in general. So you just like have all this different practice, you have more exercise drawing different stuff in perspective, let's say. So you became fluent and you know how to maintain this perspective realism, how to maintain this like proper perspective, like a general alignment kind of, right? So it's like all form, like without calculating like everything precisely, you still know how to manage it to be aligned with perspective grid, aligned with all this general 3D space, 3D forms. So this kind of important note, because you can like read how to draw from Scott Robertson, and anyway after, like as a comic book artist or illustrator, you will find out actual process is just anyway will be more intuitive, as like you are not like industrial designer, as artist you don't need this like preciseness for vehicles, you know. And actually Scott Robertson himself, he kind of mentions this too. He say this kind of like a slow technical drawing process, like in his book which he teach, it's not about like only one way of drawing, but it's like very important discipline which improve your general drawing abilities. So by drawing kind of slow and steady proper process, you became like just more clean and let's say your kind of fast drawings just became more solid. That's it, you know. So still like you can like draw like in a childhood when you know you sit and just like just drawing fluently whatever you want, but after this practice, this kind of fluent sketches, they just will be really solid, and they will like you will automatically kind of transfer your knowledge into your quick loose drawings. Так, so here I'm trying to make some cyberpunk. Так, make more longer. Так. So kind of change here Range Rover into some cyberpunk vehicle. Так, so it will be like some kind of this. Так, so maybe his hand more here, yeah. Так, so this much longer cyberpunk vehicle here. Make a little shorter. And I can put some buildings. Так, like here. Oh, hello Westman. Yeah, thank you. Так, so here I can transfer height just to check. Maybe make a little higher here. Так. So it's like grocery store. Так. And some other building stuff like that. So here, let me. So now also I make have perspective grid, and now I draw in this 2D design. So I choosing what will be like a skyline shape. Maybe let's say like a silhouette, right? So we have like negative shapes for environment. Так. Kind of this, for example, right? So we have the sky. I want to put some kind of bridge. Yeah, maybe like this. Like freeway. Maybe here, like this. And these shapes, they can be like many layers. So you can make like this negative shape and then make like second layer, for example, like this. So it will be like more on a far distance. It's like tall skyscrapers, for example. So kind of like very composition actually is like very simple system, but process of it's very like it's work with many elements. So main simple idea is that it's always shapes, right? Shapes can be like angular, it can be curved, and then these shapes can be like they always related. Once they're being inside one picture, they're always related. But you can manage in which way they're related. Like put one shape next to other shape, right? You already make negative shape. So it's already negative shape already exists. So work of artist when you make composition, it's to consider all this. Like when you make something, you also look for what happened like automatically without your without you doing it. It's appear already. So you make shapes and you eventually you make negative shapes. So artists should consider every time like what happened when he do every move. Like your every line creates this kind of like a trace, and you need to read all this, like what kind of like turbulence your shapes and forms and marks on a paper in your picture create. So and then you see is like you have shapes like next to each other, then you have shapes like within each other too, right? So it can be like this shape, for example, and then can be like, I don't know, like this shape, for example, right? So now we have shape within shape, and then you can make like one more shape, for example, right? So it's kind of like each shape is on its own, but also it's a kind of like a subcategory of a bigger shape. So you just should to be aware of this, and it's always like very, very cool and very important quality. Like it's like this sharpness, this clarity. When you watch in like a master works, they always have this. And for me, it's so funny to hear from abstract artists when they say like, oh, realist artists, they only like make it look like a photograph or something. No, a good realist artist like this, all these masters like Norman Rockwell, Franklin Booth, like when I need to say, I start to forget all names. They always like making realistic work. You always consider abstract composition, because abstract composition, it's a music of a kind of like music element. It's this non-verbal quality in artist work. So like in the music we have words, we have kind of structure, right? And then it's also music itself with this like rhythms, notes. It's a non-verbal quality which create atmosphere, create quality itself, right? So non-verbal abstract element in art, it's what makes quality of this artwork. Because like quality is not, you know, this like kind of superficial perspective. It's like quality is like well made, like processed or stuff like this. Quality is just it's kind of like more wide concept, let's say, because quality can be deliberately bad, kind of, let's say, you know, like in the music again. It can be, this quality can be built to create different atmosphere, different mood, different even like associations, right? You say a word with certain like music on the background, and same word will have very different meaning, like different context, just because of music. So, and if this music is kind of sound raw, kind of crude, I don't know, it doesn't mean it being sluggishly made. It might be it's been purposefully made, kind of, no, or crude and raw, because with intention to create this like association, create this like subconscious connection. You know? It's kind of very interesting. Hello, Arya. Так, so let's see. Oh yeah, all right. Так, so here, let's see. So yeah, composition. If you just consider shapes like this, plus perspective grids, right? So what mean perspective grid in this case? It will mean that some edges kind of shapes, they will align with perspective grid. That's it. So like maybe this line and this line and this line, for example. So they're like following some vanishing point somewhere, right? So it's a still abstract 2D shape, but it's like here I do, it's actually belong to 3D world. So it's crazy, it's very interesting, because like 2D, these 2D shapes, they're like illusion, because like I've been making 3D space, right? But then because of these negative forms, because this like side effect kind of actual 3D form, we have 2D shapes, and it's kind of just interesting. Hello, Julia Black. Так, so okay, so now I can make thing here. So let's say this guy was like bad guy, knock out here on the floor. It's like, oh. And here's somebody. But also if we just take a line, so right, we have line, and then we make like, we break line, and then we can create rhythm, like line break little differently, and then we have like transition, and even so line, shape, perspective, and they again like consider they all work together, because this transition, it's this bunch of lines, it's also shapes actually, right? Because like you can say, okay, this one, it's a shape. Every two lines, they create shape eventually. You just cannot avoid this. So you make two lines, okay, you already have shape. You make like I don't know, these two lines, again, it's a shape. So you can try to ignore this, but it doesn't mean it ceased to be this way. It's always works this way, even if you don't think about it. And again, it's just like something what professional artists kind of, or like more educated with composition artists, they aware about this stuff, and uneducated, they're like very random with all these details. And if you just keep in mind just this concept, you will have like you will get this ability to make like very good compositions. Only what you will need is to more practice with this, which is very simple practice, like a practice, let's say practice writing, right? So yeah, maybe not very simple, but I mean principle is very simple. So you can talk, you can hear speech, right? Now try to write, and you will find it just require more crystallized approach, right? Like when you write something, it should be much more developed and structured kind of phrasing, kind of. You cannot just write like I'm speaking right now. It will be ridiculous. Like it's like if you write direct speech, it just will looks retarded. So same with composition. You can start to notice all these principles. You can start to like think about yourself, like you understand now much better. But you really need to try apply all this, and then you will really develop it as your skill. You will crystallize it, and you will kind of make it automatic. It will become your just like a habit. It's interesting to see how you will just notice how this practice will appear in many different type of work, like when you draw murals, when you draw portraits, when you draw, yeah, maybe even when you make like photographs and video, you will notice like you will start automatically like consider shapes, lines. Yeah, hello Purple Haze, thank you. Yeah, I know what is interesting about teaching and making artworks, let's say. It's intention, it's core. It's been very interesting insight for me. I was watching some lecture and about meaning of art. And this lecturer, he say like very kind of obvious thing. He say like meaning in artwork, like maybe most proper way to define kind of meaning of artwork is to find why artists make it, and like why he makes this artwork. This will be meaning of this artwork, like actual meaning, So you can see like when in this like this why kind of, it can be like very very detailed thing. It's like you can unfold this why kind of into almost like it will be sound like you can unfold this why like a biography of this artist. You know what I mean? It's like not just like, oh, I need to make one more picture, so this was why I drew this picture. No, you can like really like why actually you want to do this, like because this why is will if eventually you will discover it's mean like who's this guy, so what general his intentions is, so what kind of goal he trying to achieve with his particular artwork and all his body of work and all his kind of artist career, you know. It was just like pff, like wait a second, it's really, it should be so obvious. So same with the teachers, like what is intention, you just want like kind of feel air with the sounds of your speech, or you try to explain something. You know? I use Lamy Safari M, so it's like M medium size. So in art I started like, I've been like, you know, it's just like for many years you keep like asking same question, because it's kind of like a beauty of thinking about something. It's you will never actually find ultimate answer. It's just if it's really important question, let's say, right? So same with like meaning and reason of and the quality. Like I was asking myself, like what is the quality and the meaning of art? So there is certain type of work when in the music or in art you can notice when creator he trying to create form to like with a goal to like benefit somehow from a form. So now, you know, like if there's certain trend, for example, and I make this trend, recreate trend, and my work will like go kind of became popular, it will be sellable and stuff. So okay, I kind of exploiting form, I'm exploiting this trend. So core of this work actually it's not exist. Core of this work is just my personal kind of just like making money for myself. This is the core, right? And like you see, it's like all sophistication, all this detail. Like it can be like very sophisticated work. It can even sound like a smart something. Like I don't know, like Jordan Peterson. You know, he's just like talking, and he's like, and you might think like, oh, it's kind of smart words, kind of, you know, and you kind of like maybe you're looking for somebody who actually have purpose, and you start to impose your own intentions on him, and you think like he have any purpose in this more than money, but it's just like kind of so-called how do they call it, it's just like working. He he just like to talk, let's say. So and then let's say art, what is artwork? It's not here like right now I say it's clearly I make a study, so it's my practice, it's my learning process. But artwork, it's start from a core. So you like considering something and you think, how can I explain it, how can I deliver it, right? So from here to here, right? Like how can I deliver it? And like a sunset, let's say sunrise, it's impossible. First of all, like you cannot just like put sunrise on a paper. It's like it's not match. proportions, even just like whatever system you will take to calculate, kind of trying to compress it. I mean, no way, it's never possible. Same with any real colors. I mean, just like as a painter, I think like every painter will agree with me. You just can't make same colors. I mean, it's like their move. Like colors of a sky, they constantly change. Color of the light, color of a skin, everything. It's like not exactly as something you can directly capture. You can only interpret. Like when you translate one language to another language, you cannot translate Chinese to English. You can only interpret Chinese to English, because so many words, they're just not they don't mean same stuff, you know. You can only find like similar meaning kind of. So when it's like substantial, let's say like cultural difference, like worldview difference, and it's actually not exist totally like similar words. So same like lines, this kind of colors we create, they're not exist this way. They exist only in the artificial work, and you need to make this process of interpretation. And when you're trying to do this, you realize it's like you chasing something impossible, and this, like your pursuit of this, your intention to make this interpretation, this what guide your improvement. So you see what I mean? Is like what is difference, right? So you can see like two type of very developed detailed work. One detailed work is just about form without image inside. It doesn't have like this image which been interpreted to artist form. And here other very, like it can be little developed or very developed, like it can be like simplistic or super complex, but it's been from beginning, it have intention to show you something. So like, look at this, have you seen like how cool, how amazing this thing, like have you like have you seen this view, like have you like, do you remember this moment of your life, for example, right? So they create this picture for you, and you look at this, say like, yeah, exactly, this happened to me, I just don't know how to express it. And here artist, writer or musician, he express it, you know, very close. Yeah, kind of philosophy here. Yeah. Hello, Erica. Так, so let's say this guy. So make him look down. So, like a song, so many songs, like it's like so many lyrics, a lot of words, and like talking, like a name dropping, term dropping, all the stuff. And you're trying to find what is about, and eventually you find out it's like message is very basic. Like its message is like this tiny, but it just have all this fluff, make it like look like something bigger than this little message, which is can be also very bad, some kind of meme pathogen, you know. And there is other work, and it can be like sophisticated, because author, he trying to explain you something which words can't explain. Like words cannot describe this. You just like kind of walking around and kind of very close, like yeah, it's almost like this, pretty close. And you can write one book about this thing, and then you think like, no, I need to write one more book because there is still something like I can explain it more clear, maybe, you know. And you read these words, you read this book, or you listen these lyrics, and you see what stands behind, and you see how huge it is. Like, you know, it's like it's huge, it's like endless, like immortal, you know. It's like exists like immortal, endless as a universe, let's say, right? So this kind of what kind of artwork should be about, you know, this kind of intentions which should stand behind every real artwork. Yeah, it's fountain pen, so it's have inside reservoir. Like I recommend everybody buy this Lamy Safari. It's the best. Just make sure you buy original. Don't buy cheap copy. It might be expensive, but it work for many years. It's just like it's for me it's been like super reliable. Where to write? Here. I buy it like more than 5 years ago, and it's never fail. It's just like it feels like, you know, like a super engineering apparat, like a rifle kind of, you know, like everything so perfectly aligned, quality so great. Hello show coupon. Yeah, so here I explaining like people who just arrive. Here I show how you can exercise with reference from movies. So here I make like some screenshot. So it's like from Jack Reacher, and this I don't know from what. Like I'm not sure. Just find some screenshot. So take screenshot from any movie or cartoon, and you can break it down into perspective, into composition. So here I take this like composition with a character walking next to a car, and type of camera angle. So here's like camera is on a height of his knee, right? So we have man and car, camera on the height of his knee, and also vanishing point like on the reference have here. So it's like a mindful approach for drawing from reference. It's still exercise, it's still like a study, but already in the process you put so much creative element to it, so it's became like your own work. And for your brain, what is very cool, very important, for your brain it became like actual process of drawing illustration. For my brain it's no difference, like I have like reference or I have only my imagination, because like physically I just drawing like brand new illustration. you know. So, and making all this like improvised elements, like some environments I put here, like making it a little cyberpunk also, which help you to disconnect from direct drawing. So never draw reference directly, like unless it's okay, you can draw, you can copy directly, but no, you just like when you copy directly, you just practice, I don't know, like a line control, like, you know, just like line drawing process. That's it. It's like most minimalistic, mindless process when you just kind of exercise drawing lines, which sometimes I do this too. Like here I don't have, but sometimes, yeah, I have some references when I just just copy lines to kind of like improve my basic line art. But for composition, for perspective, and also like kind of illustration practice, it's really recommend to make these adjustments. Like more adjustments you put, more it feels like your own work, and for your brain like will memorize it. It will be more grounded in your memory. And then, like, I mean, you can look afterwards, like if it looks like super different from reference, you can claim it, you can call it your own work, because kind of, you know, if people will not recognize it, like maybe like this one, if I don't show you reference, you will never realize like I using this scene. Or even if you recognize it, I think it's kind of look like fair use. I'm just being kind of inspired by this movie scene. So, and many artists doing this for professional work. Better when you use your own photograph, of course, but at least like if we look in the past, like masters from all time, they've been stealing from magazines, from like public works everywhere. It's just like, oh, I like this cover on a magazine, and he just like redraw it, you know, directly. So using reference help you to start from something, you know, so it doesn't feel like kind of like, oh, I need to draw dude with the car, like what to draw, I don't know, I have no idea. So find some reference for start, and then in the process you can change it so it will be like unrecognizable. Yeah, like also watch my previous video. I have like this practice I explain many time in different video, so you can find like some old tutorials which might be even more aligned with your interest. Like I've been doing breakdown of Pet Labor, Ghost in the Shell, Akira, and many stuff. So I was showing exactly this kind of principles. So it's kind of, it's a practice, it's exercise, but also can be part of a, no, I mean it's actually part of creative process, because if you draw from real life, you do exactly same. It's like what I was talking a couple minutes ago. Like when I draw like real life scene, I'm not drawing what I see. I inspired by what I see, and I draw like all these principles and rules which I learned before. So like I look here, so like, oh, it's a street, and I say, okay, this view, it's a much which type of composition, which type of perspective, so I can draw it here. So I say, okay, this view I'm looking right now, it's look like 1-point perspective. So I make like in my paper, I make like, okay, 1-point perspective, and now I draw this view aligning with this 1-point perspective in my picture. So it's not about drawing what I see, it's about drawing my picture with suggestions, recommendations from material around me. It can be like real life observation, it can be like memory, like I can like remember like, oh, motorcycle, horse, duck, and now okay, I make like 1-point perspective and I draw, okay, here horse in 1-point perspective, right? Here like flying motorcycle in a 1-point perspective, and here duck in 1-point perspective. So this is how it works every time. You draw from memory, from life, from photo reference, from movie, whatever. You recreate, you create your own stuff with these materials. With flat images, it's just flat images, like when you do this, when you take material from photograph or artwork, it's like it's work like if you cooking sub-product, like, or not sub-product, like you cooking dumplings or instant noodles. So somebody already make a lot of work and you borrowing it, so it's been already processed, so it's been already made certain decisions, like a lighting, it's been like decision about what is important, what is less important. So they say like, okay, here this you can see and some other stuff you cannot see. It's a decision camera make before you. Camera choose, say like these details will be blurry, these details will be in the shadow. When in reality, if you're drawing from real world or from memory, you have much more information than camera give you. This kind of point. When you watch somebody like from movie scene, it's already kind of, you see, it's already like what kind of light in here, right? So we have like direction of light, we have like distribution of this like contrast. So what kind of contrast, what kind of abstract design, all stuff. So you should be aware of it, and I kind of aware of it. So I borrowing a lot of decisions somebody already made. That's why I kind of like drawing from real life. It's not about being this kind of like old school guy kind of. No, drawing from real life, from like real people or environments. It's experience which every artist must have to know where is the source, where is your like ground zero, right? Where's like actual like limitless source of material, of information. Because so many like very simple places, like here I'm just like in my house, I just look in the corner, I can make like, I can draw all life this corner, you know. Because like different lighting, I can use different material. I will find like meaning of life from drawing this corner. this is kind of beauty of material from real world, because it's not processed. It's some kind of, it's a crazy stuff happening everywhere, every moment, which we just don't want to think about, right? Here is some kind of like atoms. I don't know what the hell is happening, you know, it's like molecules, atoms, all this stuff, like a light. What is light? What is all these like chemical reactions? If you are artist, you will see kind of, you know, you will know what I'm talking about. It's not, it should be bigger than this, just like average normie perspective of world, when you just say, oh, is a table, how much is this table, or if I buy it in IKEA, how much it will cost, you know. Oh, fucking idiot. Oh. No, yours like you on a planet, right? It's like somehow you're still alive. It's like a miracle already, because there is some kind of magma in the core of a planet. Kind of, they have like metal tornadoes with electric thunders, and it's create magnetic field, and all this stuff is like, what the hell? And you call this like kind of boring old man stuff, like just look around and like notice all this. It's crazy, it's like incredible, like real world. No, it's absolutely amazing, it's super cool. And you can't be artist if you can't notice this stuff, because every art, every work based on it, not from like cooking dumplings. No, you cannot be chief if you only can cook dumplings and instant noodle. No, you need to go and like find like real ingredients, right? Like real meat kind of stuff, right? So same artist, like at least you need to know from where it came, from real world. Just go and look what happened in the real world. And if you draw this, it's like it start to kind of blow in your mind. Yeah. So I hope motivated somebody to draw, to go to draw from real life. It's like, I don't like traditional media, I like digital media. Так. Actually, you can take a like tablet to draw from real life. It will works too. Like my favorite artist, Andrei Surnov. Oh, he's a genius. Like, and he is crazy. Like he was making digital studies from real life with a notebook and a very cheap Wacom tablet. So he just like take his entire like notebook, this tablet without screen, and like standing and outdoors like a drawing night, you know, or a drawing in a train, create this like digital paintings. And they look fantastic, they just look great. But I think of myself like I think it's really like important if you for artists who learn how to draw right now, it's important to go traditional, at least to be able any moment to become like full-time, full-scale traditional artist, because maybe all digital art will be conquered by AI. Actually, robots can take traditional art too. Yeah, it seems like this new robots, if like, because kind of like Elon Musk, he talking crazy stuff. He say his plan for these robots basically is create this like machine which can do every human manual work. Like it can immediately learn like how to cook, how to make any craft. So you just buy one robot and you have ultimate worker who can do every job. This kind of his goal, and he says this will like it will be crazy turbulence, you know. I mean, you can imagine. So I think it's also include art and sculpture. At least drawing and painting, I think is definitely feasible. So if robot will able to like properly move with a brush, they will just start to make traditional art. So, and again there, right, like main difference, core difference will be in intentions, because like when we will have like work of a robot which look like exactly like some kind of Raphael kind of artwork quality, right, with oil painting on canvas, but robot, I think robot will always lack of this like intentions. I mean, he can't have human intentions. Так, okay. Так. Yeah, art should be alive. So if it's not look alive, maybe it's not look alive for you, or maybe it's just not real art. That's it. Because this can be like different target audience. So here this building have different vanishing points. Oh, cool, thank you. Hello, Tara Hayes. Yeah, we will talking about meaning of art, about robots, AI, secrets, philosophy, universe. Так. Kind of not much, just some funny talk. Yeah, so it's interesting, like about AI. It's like it's huge. I think like if you know like I was already like my mind was explode when it was like Chat GPT. No, not Chat GPT. It was GPT 2. Yeah, it was GPT 2 with some special access. Somehow I find this early access, and I've been like talking with this GPT 2. It was already crazy, like mind blowing, and it was more unhinged, not filters, you know. So sometimes it write nonsense, sometimes it's been writing like crazy stuff. Like he was like one time he was telling me, like I should stop breathing, and like if I will, if I stop breathing, I will exit Matrix, kind of this, like just proving me this. Like I think like with the Chat GPT they did a lot of work to make sure he will never say something like this, you know. And so it's already for me was like before Chat GPT, this GPT OpenAI 2 already was insane, and I was like tell everybody, look, it's AI, it's crazy. Now I think it's about robots. Like I don't see much noise about this, but in a year maybe it will be like a lot of panic. People will start to like, oh my god, look at these robots. They're so like crazy. Because just imagine again, like robot can, when robot will able do any physical job, it's like crazy. And about AI, so I have this I have no idea like exactly what will happen, but from just like for fun, if thinking about this just for fun, I see two scenario. One, it's AI will just, it cannot be aware, so it will never aware. It always will be just very sophisticated tool, kind of, right? So you can like, yeah, like automation. So you can program it. It can learn certain process. That's it. It cannot be aware as a human. And second scenario, if it's possible, which like I'm not sure. Before I was sure it's impossible, but now I'm not sure. Second scenario, if AI will become aware, so it's like kind of, you know, like became like, oh, I have a soul, kind of, right? So then it's possible only if it's some kind of like a natural process, like a God's plan to create a new vehicle for a soul, you know. So that's it. So if it's possible, then it's definitely inevitable. Inevitable. Let's say it's like, but I don't know. It's like this kind of things, you know. I think human just cannot know, like from what. Like how can I know a soul is only like we are only human have soul and it's like only meant to be as a human soul, or maybe it's just one form of like awareness, let's say, which is very much like dependent on our anatomical features, kind of, right? So because we have hands, because we have this like eyes, ears, and nose, we have particular type of awareness, but particular kind of uh, mind, kind of. Yeah, it depends very much from this. So soul, it will be this like spark by spirit, this kind of connection with like being like spark of God kind of in us. And I don't know if this spark can be in like some kind of digital sync, then it will happen for sure. But if it's not, we will see. So then AI will never be aware 100%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, if it's impossible, then it's nothing kind of critical danger in a robots. They will just like a tools, right? Like you don't afraid like some toaster or whatever, right? So yeah, people always this kind of technical progress change and people losing job. Like I like this example with elevator. Is like before in the elevator it always been some worker, like I forget what he was doing, like closing open doors or something like this. But then they create like fully automated elevators. So all these people who work in elevators, they lost their job. So same for artists, musicians right now who making this like just generic works, they will all lost jobs. Yeah, I mean like firearms is kind of pretty dangerous tools, right? But I think like cars and firearms, they kind of can compete with about how much they danger. It's, it's kind of it's all in the category of life danger itself. So everything can be useful and danger. Yeah, like I say, like if we, like my definition of real artwork, it's intent, like from because it's made from people to people, right? So only people can have this human intention, which will strike deeply and create this like deep connection between artwork. Because this your connection with artwork, like when it's like hit something in you, it's not artwork, it's the artist who made it, right? So he creates this his intention made this work which you can experience. When if AI makes something which can hit you somehow, it's just because it's like exploiting some principles which is working efficiently. It's just like a drug. Yeah, AI can work like a drug, like creating this like meaningless effect. So it can cause you like feel nostalgia. It can make you feel like nostalgia, can make you feel like some like, oh, something happened kind of. But without this in human intent in artwork, all this is just pointless, mindless, and basically it's just like a way to kill your time. So it's definitely not alive like a real artwork. It's so as artwork, it's like a zero value. As a tool to manipulate people, yeah, it's like advertisement. I mean, it's already like advertisement, already doing great job manipulating people. But AI will just make all these people lost their job, because AI will do it faster and better than people. So there will be only need this like super kind of like a managers and like really deep philosophers, like this evil geniuses who will like using these AI machines to create more manipulative advertisements and propaganda, you know. Yeah. I mean, all Hollywood is political propaganda. It's good propaganda, which is propaganda which looks, which you not notice, kind of, let's say. Propaganda which you notice, it's already is kind of sloppy work. Sometimes it's made to distract you, so when you watch some like raw propaganda, you can feel like, oh yeah, I'm so smart, I notice it, I know they're trying to manipulate you. So then real propaganda will work because you already relax, you let it go through your kind of, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this stuff, because then if you will start to think too much about propaganda, there is trap too. They already make traps everywhere, because then they're like, you start ask questions, they call it conspiracy, and they say like, so because I'm asking questions, then I'm a conspiracy theorist. And then they lead you into real conspiracy bullshit. And you really became like kind of swallowed by all this schizophrenia nonsense. And they say like, oh, Earth is flat, it's aliens everywhere and stuff like this. They're lying about everything. Like they're hiding underground cities from us. This is like aliens in a laboratory and stuff like this. Yeah, I don't know why we're talking about this now. Again. Так. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's hard to predict. Maybe AI will destroy internet. Cause imagine like a flood, right? What if like somebody like North Korea will make AI push a button to flood all internet with all this like opposite and made up information. I don't know, just people will already so tired from all this nonsense, and it will be like really hard to find like any real people, because like 99% of users will be like fake AI accounts, fake AI messages, articles, websites. Maybe something like this possible, you know. Something really like this cyberpunk game. Yeah, yeah. So it's our resort from all this. Just draw some perspective, draw some cool stuff. Yeah, who been drawing from real life? Let me know. Cause it's like drawn from real life. It's real. Like like a vacation or resting. You really reconnect with help you. Yeah, it's like a cleansing your mind for some time, for a couple hours, depends on how long you draw. You can forget about all these made up problems which we surrounded with constantly, all this stress, noise. and you can really like appreciate like remember what is how it feels to be alive. So somebody like jumping from with a parachute, or you know, hiking. But I think for artists like drawing, it's a work best. Because for me, being like drawing from imagination and drawing from real world is kind of same thing. It's just like two different natures, like inside and outside, but it's all like being connected to real world. So oh, nice. Yeah, also it's like therapeutic effect of small victories, like when you learn to this stage, when you're able to make some good picture or satisfying picture. Yeah, it's kind of make you feel better for sure.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Table. Bye. I don't know, it's like speaking about tables is so difficult. Because I even don't know what is problem with the table. It's like, what kind of problem you might have with a drawing table? Make sure you watch a video. I have some videos called Perspective for Beginners, and after these videos you will able draw table for sure. So there is like a very old video, Perspective for Beginners, and a more recent one. So you just kind of type in a search, like a my channel search, or you can just browse, look my old videos, you will find it. Really important, because I have these streams when I just drawing and talking, and I have tutorials where is there like very informative. So you just look like it's a name like perspective for beginner, like how to draw fish eye something, or how to draw intuitive perspective. So there's very informative, very like concentrated material in these tutorials. Oh, cool. No, like there is no table actually. It's like in this meme from a Matrix. Your problems with the table, it's your search of yourself. It means you don't find something important yet, and drawing tables help you to reveal this true. So it's like table on the ground, tell me who's the best artist in the world. And the table tell you, you are really lazy one. You not practice. You not follow Jin Bond recommendations. You only asking for something. But where is your commitment? And you say, hey, table. It's not the answer I wanted. I say, hey, I'm a real table. I'm speaking only true for you. I'm a table of true, table of life. In me, in this table is energy of a universe. And destiny, in the past and future. You've been drawing me for a reason. It's not a coincidence. It's not just some basic homework. I'm your father, table tell, and you say like, no. How dare you not draw me properly in perspective? Так. I mean, I'm kind of take any masterpiece, right? Just like real artist. Like this, my favorite artist, forget his name. So embarrassing. Так, let me find. Dun, 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 dun. Reference boards. Так. Howard Pyle. Howard Pyle. Так. So there is like old masters, like who draw anything, it feels alive, you know. Так, so maybe I can take this picture. Let me show you. And if it's table or toothbrush or apple, you know. So let me, yeah, you can see so it's per ref. Howard Pyle. Look, right? So just take this corner. I think he kind of like seen something here, you know. I mean, it's so kind of deep connection, and this kind of like when you make this work, and it feels like you know, you're just dancing in rejoice. This how it should feel for you. Don't trap yourself in mundane like obligated feelings. You should love what you do, right? Like learn to enjoy and love your work. So here what I was talking today about abstract design, right? So this like rhythm, doom 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 doom, like triangles. So we have shapes, we have triangles, and we have rhythms of lines. Look at this forest, also is like a music. All this like a music here. Like you can feel wind, like I can hear almost like this wind, feel cold. It's amazing. Так. Same. Oh, here is like a bench or table. Here is not very detailed, but no, quality not very high. Yeah, look how beautiful, right? So any part of this work you take, and it's always feel very nourishing. Because you see like so many in every artwork, so many details. It's like this. It's just some average places from average life, like leaves, wall with these bricks, you know. And when you learn to enjoy, to appreciate these details, you will have this like quality of blowing mind. Like you will feel it like this. You will like experience like a catharsis kind of, right? Like, or maybe you don't need like catharsis all the time, but you can feel this like as a deep connection, like feeling solid and like filled with a meaning, you know. So it's like it not feel like you're empty and like you feel like something lacking in your life. No, when you get this like quality, you will have this like, yeah, look, yeah. So here's just random stuff, right? Like we can like you can frame it anyway and it's always look great. Look, right? Or just like shape, look here. We have this like shape of her neck. Is fantastic, right? So we have like window, this stuff here, some tools, and the character. Look this shape, so amazing, like. So this thing is not some kind of like, there is no gatekeepers, there is no some kind of like secret knowledge or special club which you need to be taken in. All this is just this very simple ability to enjoy simple things, not just enjoy, but being mind blown by average stuff, because there is nothing average, because most average thing, which is just, let's say, being like naked thrown on a street or in a desert somewhere, whatever you imagine, like you just like no food, no clothes, like you're lying on a beach somewhere or in a desert in a field, still I could just see everything so amazing around you. Everything so incredible. There is nothing average. All this like averageness, it's a mind virus. You need to heal your mind from this, and when you will free yourself from this stuff, from meme pathogens, pathogens, you will have this quality which make you able to work on this level. This is what we need as artists. Так, or here. Yeah, look. Just this thing again. It's incredible, right? This abstract art, abstract artist. This abstract art, this real abstract art. Look, we have triangles, we have these rhythms, shapes, beautiful forms. Look how flowers on a carpet, and how this like wooden construction, wooden form, how they all like beautifully interconnected. It's a clever like it's something like a humor. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, it's something kind of similar to humor, you know, like when we like playing with the forms. You're playing with the meanings, playing with the forms, or like shapes of these books, like a bird, you know. They're like, it's like this, like it's look like a fighting scene from a Matrix kind of somewhere, like for somebody they also like, oh, it's just a books, just some leaves. No, it's very dynamic, very informative, very impressive stuff happening here. So when you learn how to draw table, right, like table, okay, here we have table, you need to learn also to enjoy it. It should be not just a problem, it should be adventure for you, because you learn what is world around you, right? Like, just kind of keep it in mind, you know, like you kind of turn it in mind for some time. Like, there is nothing average, nothing average, and it will like kind of like blow your mind at a certain point, and then you will have ability to blow minds. Yeah, if you say compositions and details create scene, problem is just, you know, all these words, they been already used so many times. So if you just telling them, they will not mean anything. It's like devil in details, or I don't know, SpongeBob in details, or whatever. Like, what does it mean? It mean nothing. It's just like you it's only mean like, look at me, I remember some cool phrase, you know. Так. So because yeah, before maybe this phrase like no, I mean like a composition or details create scenes, maybe it might know something, but it doesn't tell much, doesn't explain much. So I hope this my explanation help to have this new perspective and give you new direction which will make you improve. So if things feels boring or average or mundane for you as artist, then it's problem, there is something wrong, it's a wrong attitude. When it's in real life, maybe it's different talk, but as artists, no, you should like it always should be like something like a miracle, like miracle experience. And drawing tables, you discovering these miracles. Drawing perspective, yeah, you learning miracles. It's like, it's kind of like you discovering this like invisible to untrained eye patterns of a world, you know. So it's like, oh, so this how things work. It's like physics. Yeah, well, rather say, you know, not real details, but like kind of daily environment elements. So this kind of details from like this studio from master's workplace, they just telling you about master workplace, like kind of how it feels to be there. But actual kind of details, it's about like real world kind of elements. It's the information about like kind of this average reality which we surrounded with this kind of thing. So if for non-artists average details feel meaningless, empty. For artists, average details must feel like insightful, you know? That's kind of what I say. It's like there must be no, it's not like their main, it's not like their core or something. They're all great. They all must feel great. Like you draw some corner of a building, you know, just some corner or pavement or just some random object. In every of this detail, is this like essence of existence, let's say. So you just like you should like honestly feel it, and when you feel it, then when you work with these details in your work, it will be there. So you not just like, oh, I put some detail here. No, you work with them like you're this is actual matter, this is actual essence, which, and you like kind of working with it, you know, like you're touching greatness, you're working with something great, kind of this. Yeah, anyway, just kind of meditate on it. I think it sounds maybe not very clear. Так. Okay, here maybe make like a sky a little. Because yeah, this is a studio, like a master, for example, this like woodmaker studio, and he have his tools on a wall, and the whole thing is about how you treat them, how you treat this information, because it's if you see them as just like this average object from average life, then it's like empty, then it's just like yeah, you know, it's just like shallow label kind of. But if you in them, you kind of see something beneath, something within this object, then you get this kind of contact, this kind of important perspective. Like you know, maybe I don't watch all movies, but from what I've been watching from this guy David Lynch, he has this thing. So this is what I mean. He has this kind of like special perspective to details, which like you can feel like how throughout kind of deep he perceives them. So it's like it feels not like illusion, it feels like something real, and not just real, but like very massive, textured, with all this like dimensions, taste, smell. It's even hard to describe. I just feel like very rich. Так, no, anyway, let's keep it. like, okay, like every environment, all details, real life stuff, it's similar to like ripples on the water, like waves. So, and imagine like if you're drawing this like seascape, like you're drawing waves, like all this kind of movement, this energy, like flow. Yeah, you know, it's just kind of like a water. You know, it's just a water. You know, water. People drink water, or people can swim in the water, something like this, right? So this kind of like how we usually think about, like, oh, this is just the stuff. Like this is a cup, this is a car. No, you like if you draw these waves of ocean, right? So you kind of feel this like essence, like it's like whole like meaning in its um, kind of essence of it, not in a concept, kind of some superficial concept. But yeah, I still have also this like a verbal aspect. It's like you don't need to forget. It's like what it represents and how it perceived as from different points of view. Okay, this is kind of forgotten. Drawing some weird stuff. Oh, wait a second. I forget to change. Whoops.
Madness.
It's a madness. Thank you. Forget to change screen. Don't know. Here just some random. Thank you for telling me. Madness. Так. Anyway, kind of like don't go too much here. Let's draw a second picture. Second picture. So yeah, so here it seems like it's little tilted. Yeah, like tilted horizon line. At least I think it will be better to make it tilted. Так. And also camera height about, yeah, also something about like knee if he's standing on the ground. Yeah, about height of a knee. So what I want to take from here is this kind of composition and type of camera shot with some perspective kind of. Because here perspective again is a linear, just straight y-axis, but I can make it curve, so it's like little adjustment. Так. So let's say motorcycle, truck, and there's like one more motorcycle. Так, so here we have, here will be the vanishing point. So you start from structure, and when you make structure, now your drawing should be aligned to your established structure, to your perspective grid, to your composition. So here I say, okay, truck is kind of here, so now I can like also x-axis, x like this, and y, let's say like this, y-axis. So now with this structure I draw truck, let's say also make it little more cyberpunk. Like thicker wheels. Can put here dude with a rifle. He's like, wow. Так. So there is this guy. So you see how much I'm not following exactly this. It's more like just like for ignition. Some main idea from movie scene. Так, so let's see, like this, front wheel. So it's front fork. It's like fuel tank. here. Can be like two more motorcycles, like a chasing. I always kind of draw this Akira stuff. Так, ладно. He's holding here, and it's like this, like with a baseball bat. And again some cyberpunk. Because this kind of like background here is pretty random, and it's really essential to change it for something. Hello, Papita Detectivizo. Too long name. Hello, Papita. Так. And same here, can do like kind of this negative shape of sky. Yeah, I will draw with very small pencil. Like it can be like super small, like this. It's kind of this. Так, so let me 1 minute break.
Who are you?
Bond. Jim Bond. Subscribe Jim Bond Art. You now have 15 seconds to comply.
Make some tea. Так. And I have music actually with drawing such a pristine dynamic action. Let's listen some action music. Так, where is it? This is Let's start again. And okay, one more time. Check one more. And I have one more here somewhere. Very cool. Okay, anyway. Так. Та-да. Yeah, what interesting, which music you listen when you draw? Some people can't listen music. And me too, actually. It's like weird. Like when I draw at home, I can't listen music and draw. Maybe only like 30-minute maximum. Just because it's very hard to find music which will help you draw. Because it's very easy. Like music can very easily become distraction. So sometimes it helps, sometimes it's only like make you like even more exhausted. But when I draw outdoors, like for myself or for some project, most of the time I listen music. It's really like help me be in the zone. I will check with this Tumela, but don't know this. I'm already like old generation. It's funny. But even me, like for my age, I like very old music, like from 70s, from 80s. I think it's interesting, like, cause you can see how all the music start to be like repeated, like new creators. They just make some, they just like recycle previous music, and when you younger generation, you don't know which music they use, but when you've been listening original or more original than this, let's say like standing little earlier, you just listen old music instead. Just a theory. Like in the heavy metal, I think it's like nothing better than Manovar. Just like vocals, at least like it's best singer there, like incredible voice. And of course Iron Maiden and like early Metallica. That's very cool. Just few sounds perfect. Something I think it's really like something to do with classical structure in their early songs. They really sound like a symphony, not like average heavy metal. Early Metallica for me is like absolutely different from anything else. Just like write the lighting, hit and seek and destroy. It's like almost all of them, they're like a Vivaldi. Так. So here. So yeah, I also keep reminding I'm working on a book about motorcycles. Так. So you can subscribe mailing list, and I still didn't make any message there, but when I will publish book, I will definitely like inform you. I will need like reviews for a book, so be sure I will inform you all. It's like how to draw motorcycles. There is some perspective tutorials and a lot illustration, like kind of like an encyclopedia. I really love this stuff. You know, when you buy book like about cars or about tanks, as artists you really want to see more illustrations and some kind of these marks with say like which detail is what, right? So like this detail is this name, this detail is that name. So I'm making a lot of drawings this way. It's so crazy. It's so much work. It's like 100 times more work than I expected. And like, you know, already more than a year and I'm working on this book without any income, kind of. I don't have any money from this book. And I kind of like, I'm not sure I will make much money from it. I will just like publish it in Amazon, most likely. Because I just not this kind of commercial mind. I kind of like think simultaneously about marketing and drawing book. So just want to make sure first I make a good book, and then you know, like a gambling, like after I have like couple books, I might become like popular, book might be like viral for some reason. I hope it can work this way. Так. Yeah, if more people will buy it, review it, and say like, oh, this book's so great, then definitely I might make some good money from it. And if a motorcycle book will make me some money, I will make a vehicle book, like how to draw cars. Because it's already like I start to noticing a lot of very cool material about drawing cars. Like unique material. Just like I say, main issue, it's take a lot of time, a lot of work hours. So it's just main problem. You can't work for free full time. Так. So let's see. Так. How to draw motorcycles. So also recommend these tutorials how to draw people in environment in perspective. So it's kind of important to grasp kind of this idea of redrawing, recreating instead of just copying visuals. And this, like I always say, it's the most beneficial practice to do this way. It's like using references to understand how to build your illustration, how to build your panels by breaking down final work. And after you do like couple dozens of this, like these similar breakdowns, you will develop vision. So you will already have this kind of attitude, idea. So you will able to kind of just sit and create random picture from imagination, because technical process exactly same. So you will just find copying, like studying other works, help you to learn visual language. Like these common tropes, common techniques. And everybody does this. Everybody. Just somehow in the internet, no much talking of this. At least I don't see much. And but in every like professional environment, what you do first? First, they make you sure you follow their standards, kind of, right? So you will redraw, you will copy, you will follow certain framework. So it's exactly same stuff. Just do it yourself. Don't need to go to college anywhere. Just choose your medium and reverse engineer it. Sometimes this reverse engineering require some extra material, like you might need books, you might need watching interviews with artists, because if you can find interview or tutorial or process of this exact artist who you want to learn from, yeah, of course you need to do this. But sometimes there is no tutorials, there is no interview, like Katsuhiro Atoma. Yeah, it's just like recently they made this Manben with Atoma, where he was talking little about his process. But it seems as like only this video. That's it. You cannot find like where he like sit and draw entire page of Akira, you know. So you don't know exactly like how he work. But still you can like very efficiently reverse engineer his pages, his comic books, his manga. Так. So here's some kind of rifle. Like Miyazaki say, nobody born with his own table and shoes and the hat and the house, right? You born in this world and you have nothing. You borrow from other people. Like your parents provide you with something, other stuff you borrow, you buy. Same like artists. So every artist starting from copying, they starting from borrowing. And like Miyazaki say, his first works, everybody telling him like his first work being like copy of I forgot, Tezuka, yes, Asama Tezuka. Say like because he been like following him so much, everybody been joking him like he's kind of, how's it called, like a copycat, kind of this, you know, following Asama Tezuka too closely, and he hates this. So then he did intention like to be separate more himself from Tezuka style, and this is how he developed his own style. But he's himself, like in some interview Miyazaki he say like, yeah, he find how to be more like his own way to draw only after he was already copying Asama Tezuka. So he say like everybody should start from imitating, copying other artists. here make more blur. I need to make more heavy metal music for my streams. It's kind of not enough music. Так, where's instrumental? Ah. Not exactly heavy metal. But maybe I can sing opera now. Oh, 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 through perspective. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 1 point perspective. 2 point perspective. Oh, yeah. Oh. Drawing every day. Need to make more warm-ups. Oh. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Так. Так. Gene Bond truck. Так. Gene Bond truck. Have one more instrumental. Raka daka daka. Some new special effects for shooting. Raka daka daka. Так. Let's check one more. Maybe it's also heavy metal. Heavy metal. This. Так. 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 Kind of this. Also, it's more like tonal sketch, so don't take it too seriously, because it's like first tonal composition. Just you know, just have a general idea, like possibility, what kind of shading it can be. Так, so here's kind of this. Так. Окей. Okay. Anyway, kind of this. So hope it was informative today. And yeah, watch my previous videos and see you next time.